What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back. It's your favorite show on a Friday night. You know what time it is. It's HockeyStickTalkNation. And we have a great friend of mine. You all know him. Great buddy. New channel upbeat. We're going to talk everything hockey cards, hockey, all that great stuff. Sets coming out, what to look for. We have Ultimate Sports Cards. Brandon back on the show again. What's going on, Brandon?
Not too much. Thanks for having me, Dan.
No problem, buddy. Before we get started, let's just give a shout out to everyone in our chat. So we got Matthew Pitsley. What's going on, Matthew? We have Robert Pop Springs. What's going on, Robert? Thank you for being here. We have Singularity Digital Art. Maiden. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for being here. We have Zach's Collections, who had an awesome mail day from me. Check that out. We have... I saw some other. We have John, the autograph fisherman, here. What's going on, John? Thanks for being here. We have Incarnito Sports Cards here with us tonight as well. What's going on? Appreciate you guys being here. Scrolling down the chat here. We have our good friend Christopher Works. What's going on, Christopher Works? And then we have the man, the myth, the European legend, Mr. Second Rangers all-time fan, Goza from across the pond. What's going on, Goza? We got Vince, Sports Cards Dripping Teacher in here. Vince, I hate to tell you this, but Connor Bedard sucks. He sucks right now, bud. You might want to move on from Chicago. Just remember, I told you guys this.
I don't think Chicago's going to let that happen.
And that's all we got right now. We'll shout out to everyone else who keeps popping in. But as always, let's get this show popping. And we want to give a big shout out to this show's sponsor, a great friend of mine. You've seen him on here last Saturday. That's Tsunami Sports Cards. That's Kai. Go check them out on eBay at tsunamisportscards.com. Also on Whatnot, tsunamisportscards.com. And use code DMHockey88 for 25% off your first purchase. And stay tuned tonight because, Chad, we got an exclusive deal just for you that he hasn't even posted. So stay tuned for that tonight. But let's get this show rocking like we always do. And we're going on to some trade deadline pickups for the Colorado Avalanche. If you guys haven't noticed, my good friend Brandon is a huge Avs fan. We're going to go through a little bit of his PC tonight as well. He's got some cards he's going to show. We're going to rip something too. So it's going to be a fun night. But let's just get Brandon's thoughts on some of these trades that the Avalanche did. So first off, we got the Avalanche acquired Brock Nelson, Charlie Coyle, Jimmy Vesey, defenseman Ryan Lindgren, and Eric Johnson. They've also gave up Casey Milstat, Hussein Parson, Giovanni Smith, Calvin DeHaan, Oliver Shillington, Callum Ritchie, William Zellers, a first-round 2006 pick, a 2005 second pick, 2005 conventional second pick, 2005 fourth-round pick, and a 2005 conventional third round, or 2008 conventional third round pick. Brandon, let's get your thoughts on all these great trades that happened, especially with the one with the Rangers.
Yeah, definitely. Avs have been busy, and they're going. It looks like they're going all in this year. They're trying to win a cup. A lot of prospects and picks given up. Definitely was a shocker for me when Mikko Rantanen was traded, and that whole ordeal was kind of crazy with his moving around and stuff. But apparently, Natchez has worked out really well alongside McKinnon. I think the Avs definitely had to move on from Middlestat. I think Middlestat's a great player. I think it's just not working out with his style play playing alongside like Drouin and Nichushkin. So having someone like Brock Nelson there in that second center spot, I think is awesome. They also got bigger down the middle there with him and Charlie Coyle. Also another great pickup. I think definitely good third line center. Like I could also see Charlie Coyle playing second line center. I've seen the last few games the Avs have kind of moved people around a little bit just to see what chemistry works well. And then they've moved around quite a bit of prospects and some of these like guys further down the depth chart, which aren't as big of a deal, but like, you know, you lose someone like a Mikko Rantanen, and now going to the Dallas Stars, that's kind of rough for me personally. I'm like, oh, you gotta face him a bunch of times now, over and over throughout the year. You know, being a Western Conference Central Division opponent, that'll be interesting. I think that's Sunday afternoon. The Avs and Stars play each other for the first time since the trade. But overall, happy with the moves for sure. Having Eric Johnson back is fun. Longtime Avalanche player, definitely, you know, third defensive pairing. Coming kind of toward the end of his career, he's in his late 30s. But he's more of a locker room guy, heart and soul guy. He's not going to contribute to, you know, the point production or anything like that. But I think it's a morale boost in the locker room for sure.
And then you got a great defenseman too that I think is underrated, and that's Ryan Lindgren from the Rangers.
Yeah, definitely solid there. I think they're putting him maybe with Manson. I know they're switching that stuff around too, maybe with Sam Girard. We'll see what happens there. But it's only been a few games, so they haven't really had a lot of time together to figure out lines and defensive pairings. But yeah, I think the Avs have definitely gotten better since the trade deadline over the last couple of weeks.
And too, with Ryan Lindgren, he won't have to do as much as the Rangers asked from him over on the Avs. So he'll be able just to play. He won't have to be that guy that they have to rely on.
Yeah, definitely. You don't have as much pressure, especially if you got, you know, a Cale Makar and Devon Taves and, you know, Sammy G.
Yeah.
That kind of defensive pairings there. But it's looking good, but it's also a tough division. And there's a lot of teams all neck and neck right now in the playoff spot. And kind of, I think that last playoff spot in the East and the West are all up for grabs for, you know, 4 or 5 teams on each side. So it's going to be a crazy month and a half, all the way down to the wire probably.
Yeah, because betting odds right now have 3 teams sitting at plus 600 in the Stars, the Avs, and the Florida Panthers, all at plus 600. So even the bettors have no idea what's going to go on here.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's up in the air.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think about the Brad Marchand to Florida?
You know, I actually thought a lot about this, and I think Boston could have got more than a second-round pick. They could have at least got a prospect, second-round pick, and maybe even a later round pick too. I feel like they gave up more and got less.
Yeah, agreed.
But, I mean, too, how much was that Brad Marchand wanting to go win another cup? And it kind of tied the GM's hands a little bit too.
Yeah, true. You never know.
So that's those things we don't know behind the scenes, but I still think Boston should have got more back than what they did.
Yeah. Agreed.
But yeah, that's my thoughts. Now we'll go into the Friday night hockey news, which is a big one. Toronto fans, you might want to cover your ears because you might not like this, but Mitchell Marner's future is up in the air right now, especially with him not waiving his no trade clause, so they could have got Mikko Rantanen. Yeah. I think that's going to be playing a pivotal part in this free agency for him.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. I did hear that, the Mikko Rantanen trade was a possibility to Toronto. I've heard a lot of different things around the Mikko Rantanen trade, so it's kind of like who's actually telling the truth, because Mikko Rantanen, his agent, the Avs front office, whether it's Carolina's front office, Dallas, like they all have different stories. So it's like, okay, what actually happened?
Yeah. But you know what though? in all full swing of everything, I think he fits more in Dallas because Dallas plays more the Colorado system.
Yeah.
So, in all fairness, I really do think he landed in a great spot in Dallas.
Yeah.
I think he's just going to be.
Depth is crazy now too.
Yeah.
And what they gave up for what was a couple picks and what's his name? The Dallas prospect. White John? No, was it White Jones?
Logan Stankoven.
Stankoven, that's right.
Yeah,
I feel like Dallas didn't give up a ton to get him. I think they gave up enough, but like they're loaded for sure.
Yeah, their top 6 is undeniably probably one of the best right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's going on, Dewey? Thanks for coming in, buddy. And then next we go. This one's shocking because this is going to hurt Utah a little bit because they're right in that wild card run, and that's UC Valimaki out 8 to 9 months after an ACL surgery. So that's going to hurt Utah because that's another defenseman right there.
And Utah's like within I think like 2 points of a playoff spot or a wild card spot.
Yeah.
So they're let's see. Yeah, they're in the running. They're at 69 points. The Flames are in the second wild card spot in the East, in the West at 71. So 2 point difference.
Yeah, so
they're right there.
But yeah, that's one of their top 6 defense. So that's going to be a big void to fill for someone coming up.
Yeah.
Then we have another great one who's been a Blue Jackets faithful, and that's Zach Werenski breaks franchise record for most assists. And that's great to see because he's been a lifer in Columbus. I know there's rumors that he might get traded, and he's been injured a lot, but that's huge for him.
Yeah, I know he's in the Norris conversation. I think he's leading defensemen in points right now. Makar and Hughes.
Yeah, so that's great to see him get his career back on track because he's one of the most underrated defensemen, really.
Yeah, I mean that'll happen too when you're playing on a team that's historically not been the best. They're doing awesome this year. I don't know how many people expected them to be in a wild card spot. So.
Definitely. And then we have the big news. Ovi scores 886 and gets 1,600 career point. So the Ovi watch is getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
And I know one Washington Capitals fan in here is foaming at the mouth.
He's 8 points or 9 points away?
I think so, yeah. 8 or 9 away from it. So, and we got 5 weeks left in the season?
Yeah.
So it could happen.
Yeah.
Because I think he's been averaging a goal a game,
which is crazy.
Yeah. But I know one thing, and I know it won't happen because I know Ovi. He does not want the goal or the record-breaking goal to be an empty net.
Yeah.
So he's not going to do an empty net goal.
So anytime they're killing time at the end of a game, he'll probably be like, just take me off the ice.
Yeah. Or pass it up.
Yeah.
He is not going to want that to be an empty net goal. Knowing Ovi and how flashy and how he is, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Then we got the Blackhawks called up Artemov Leshinov. I think this was their draft pick from this year. I do believe. So this is the one that got hurt in spring training, and he's finally making his NHL debut. But I'm pretty sure it has already happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know too much on this kid, but I think it's probably going to be another try it with Connor Bedard line and not going to work.
Yeah.
But we'll see. You never know. It could work. It could not.
Experience.
Yeah. We'll see. But and then this one's hard to see because he's having a great season. And that's Utah's Connor Ingram is in the Players Assistant Program. If you guys haven't known, his mother passed away at the beginning of the season. So it kind of took a toll on him. So he's stepping away for hockey and doing the right thing and going into the assistance program to get help. So we wish Connor Ingram all the best in that and hope he finds what he needs. Because he was great for Utah this season and last season. So, yeah. And then we got a shout out to Callie and Jordan Squad coming in here. What's going on, Callie? And then here we go. We got some Avs news. Are you ready for this? McKinnon, first player to reach 100 points this year.
Yep, he's on a roll again. Oh, I'm guessing 127 into the regular season.
127?
Yeah, that's my.
Yeah. I found since the Four Nations, a lot of these players have not took their foot off the gas.
No, you would think after that it would be a little bit of, okay, let's get back in the swing of things. And like, no, we're still swinging.
Yeah, it seems like the Four Nations kind of fueled them a bit more. It's great to see because usually this time of year the hockey will start to dwindle down. We won't see as many hits because they're all getting ready for the playoffs. But no. Yeah, not the case. They're still going. It seems like I said, the Four Nations really brought back up the level of hockey.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It was an awesome tournament. Definitely something they should do again. Not every single year, but definitely bring it back.
Yeah.
Way better than the All-Star game. So
yeah, the players enjoyed it a lot more. And I think the fans really enjoyed it. The fans are into it. Like, you could tell, like, it was a great thing.
The players care about it. So if the players care, the fans are going to care.
Yeah, definitely. Aaron, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for coming in tonight. Appreciate you. So that's our Friday news this week. Not a whole lot going on. Well, did great stuff there. And we got our channel shout-outs here. So let's give a shout-out to our 5 great channels this week. We have our good friend here, Ultimate Sports Cards, Brandon. We have Troy's Cards, Cars, and Comics 2. We have Sensei Domino, Sean Jedi Master, and we have Singularity Digital Art. So go check out these great channels. Let them know I sent you. And give them a thumbs up if you haven't already. So, without further ado, we have a channel exclusive for everyone here tonight in the chat. Kai has reached out to me. We have a Matt Rempe rookie card for you guys to get first dibs on once the live's over. It's priced at $7 or best offer. So we have a great guest here who can tell us a little bit about this card in Brandon. So Brandon, what set's this from, and tell us a little bit about it.
About Rempe?
Yeah, or about like what set it's from, how we, and all the young guns that are in this class.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Rempe, 24, 25. Every time I see him play, he's out there trying to take someone's head off, sometimes deliberately, sometimes accidentally, just because of the height difference. He's always, I think, a fan favorite. I think you would probably know more about that than me. You probably watch some more Rangers games than I do. But
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely one to collect. And definitely one I'll be collecting, too, because I always put together the Young Gun sets and I set build the complete set. So definitely one I'll have to be picking up eventually. But definitely.
And what are the other great rookies in this Young Gun class for this year?
25, I mean, Celebrini has to be number one. Like Series 2 just came out. What was it, a week and a half ago? So that's kind of been like the chase right now is the Celebrini cards. There's a bunch of different parallels to his Young Gun. Michkov, sports card type of player. Yeah, Ivan, or Ivan. I'm not sure how it's pronounced.
Ivan.
Ivan definitely. Actually, I don't remember. Did Ivan get traded, or did he just drop down the depth chart to the AHL?
I think he dropped down. I don't think they traded him. I didn't see his name on the list.
Gotcha. Yeah, I couldn't remember, but yeah, definitely another fun one. I did notice too with like 24-25, they have the not just checklists in the Young Guns. Usually they have like one or two checklists. They also have like the teammates, so it's like two players in like a posed photo together. I think there's one with like, I think the Flyers had one, and I think the Sharks had one. Like Sharks had like Celebrini with like Will Smith doing a posed shot together. I wish it wasn't posed. I wish it was actually on the ice, like actual gameplay.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, they had one with, I think it was like Quentin Byfield and like, was it Bowen Byram or something on a checklist together. Like I think it was a canvas one. I think just in-game photos are so much better, honestly, than just the pose ones, but it is what it is.
Definitely. So yeah, chat, if you want to pick up Matt Rempe, after the live's over, Kai's going to post it on to his eBay store, and you guys have first dibs. So go check it out. And like I said, it's $7 or best offer. You can barter with them. You might even get it for a cheaper price, but go check that out. And now we're going to get into our guest spotlight here, and that's all about Brandon. So here's where you guys can catch Brandon at. We got his YouTube channel up there, Ultimate Sports Cards. Also his Instagram, Rocky Hockey with Brandon, his old name.
Yeah,
so go check him out. If you haven't already subbed him up, make sure to go sub him up. But yeah, that's our slides for tonight. And we're going to bring Brandon up onto the stage, and we're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to learn he's going to give us some breakdowns, how he runs his show. We're going to see some card openings, see some PC collections.
Yeah.
He's going to show us a few things on his website, or his Excel file, so we'll be able to follow along too.
Yeah, so most people see my shows or my channel and stuff. I do all kinds of product previews. So I go through checklists and find all the information in those checklists and condense that down into like a 5 to 10 minute video, because nobody wants to sit down and read an entire 40, 50 page checklist. No fights this week. Correct. Well, I mean, if Remy's in the lineup, then yeah, so I go through build these checklists, and I started saying, well, why don't I just build these checklists and give these out while I'm doing this too? So recently started doing that. Only built a couple. I built the Upper Deck Series 2 hockey checklist. So I've had that. It's linked in a couple of videos that I've done about that product. And I did Top Series 1 baseball. Did a couple of videos on that and have a checklist for that as well. So I wanted to try and start putting those checklists kind of as an accompaniment to the videos of these like product previews and stuff. But here, if you want, I can pull up.
Yeah, we'll add his stage here.
There we go. So yeah, it's Google Sheets, which I've been using Google Sheets for a couple of years. Comes in a lot of handy when going to a card show or a card shop, because I can pull up the sheet on my phone, and especially for set builders, or if you're doing a team run or some sort of player run and can't remember all the parallels and can't remember all the players you already have. For me, the worst is when you go to a shop or a show and you come home with cards and you're like, oh, I already have this card. Shoot. So this would come in handy. So this one is the 24-25 Upper Deck Series 2 hockey checklist. Everything from the base, Young Guns, and each Young Guns, all of their parallels. So it's just easy to use. Also, there's tabs at the bottom for all the autos, which there's not that many autographs in flagship hockey. And then same thing with the inserts, all the different insert sets with all of the different parallels. So I figured it's something I would use for myself, and I figured might as well just share it with other people. So
yeah, it's awesome. It's really thought out. Like you said, you got the collect, you can check mark it off, or when you collect it and all that. Exactly. It looks so really great.
Track with it, and you're not buying the same cards and over and over. duplicates. That becomes an
Yeah.
issue. So.
And then why don't you tell us you got a new show on Mondays, don't you?
Not so much. I did that for about 6 weeks, and it was just beginning to be too much for me to handle with my schedule, and trying to pack in a big show like that was a challenge. So I figured I'd stick to just product previews for the most part, some ripping, and some other like individual analysis. I think next week, 23-24 Premier Hockey comes out. So I think I'm going to do something for Connor Bedard on that product, because it's one of the last products with Bedard rookie cards in it. But yeah, still main four sports, hockey, baseball, basketball, football. Right now it's mostly hockey and baseball. Definitely the top two big ones, with Series 2 and Series 1 for baseball coming out recently. Those have been more popular, but yeah. Other than that, just still collecting cards, picking up a few things here and there. Going to be heading to the National for the first time this year.
Yes, I was just going to bring that up. We were talking backstage about that.
Yeah, we just got our hotel booked. We're going to be there for a couple days, not the whole thing. That's just too much. But yeah, first time in Chicago, first time at the National. So looking forward to that. Got to start saving up some money and planning out what I'm going to be looking for, because I hear if you can't find it there, that it doesn't exist. So looking forward to it.
Why don't you tell us about some the new sets that are out and coming out, and what we should be looking for cards in those sets?
Yeah, sure. I mean, definitely big one is Premier. Like I said, with the Bedard chase. One nice thing is after this year, like, stuff will go back down. We've already started to see that with some of the 24-25 sets coming back down to earth somewhat, minus the Bedard tax. So I feel like you still got a little bit of an increase from a couple of years ago, especially even with just like flagship. It's like what, $140 US, whereas I remember 4 years ago it was like $100. So everything's still gone up a bit, but definitely not as crazy as Connor Bedard's his year of stuff. But still, Celebrini is a big chase right now. Lane Hudson, which is kind of come out of nowhere. Like, I mean, we know he's going to be a good player. I personally didn't think he'd be up there with Celebrini in points as a defenseman. He's what is he at, like 50 points or something?
Yeah, like he's right there. It's going to be coming down to Mechnikov, Celebrini, and Lane Hudson for that rookie.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if Celebrini has more points, I still wouldn't be surprised if Lane Hudson takes that, like rookie of the year, just because of a defenseman with almost as many points as a forward. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, for his size too, he's a small defenseman. Like Lane Hudson's not big. So to do what he's doing is amazing feat altogether.
Yeah.
So, and then so a little bit about Premier. What about some other sets that are coming out?
Yeah. Today, Court Kings came out. Kind of a little more niche basketball product. Did a little video on that one, what to look for in that. Let's see what else. Premier, there's Heritage, 2024 Topps Heritage high number. Kind of like a retro looking baseball set, comes out in I think a week and a half, 2 weeks. I'll probably pull up real quick. Let's see. Besides Premier, National Hockey Card Day on the 5th.
Nice.
We got 3 weeks for that. My local card shop doesn't really do anything for that. Like, they just are like, hockey's not on their radar at all. So it doesn't really affect me too much, but I'm sure in your neck of the woods it does.
Yeah, we might have some here. I don't know. My local LCS doesn't have what they call the diamond yet. Their diamond status, so they can't get like the hobby cards or anything.
Gotcha. You have to have a certain level within.
Yeah, so they're not at the diamond status because they don't have the display area meant to be for the diamond status. So they can get only like a couple of things for hobby, not a lot. So like that they might not get because they're not at that diamond status. So they might not get the hockey day.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it's weird. But,
yeah, I know.
The only other thing coming out recent for hockey anyway, like we got a little over a month from now, is Platinum, which for me, that's a big one. I always open up a bunch of OPG Platinum. I do a lot of set building for that too. Good barber. It is. That's my wife. She does but yeah, I always look forward to Platinum. There's some years where it's been hit and miss with like quality control. I think it was like 21, 22, where everything was just off center or whatever. I feel like sometimes they do get to be a little bit too heavy on the parallels where you're like, okay, we got like 30 different parallels for this car. It's like, definitely nowhere near as bad as like football. Like I did a while back, did Prism football. And it was like 63 or 64 different parallels. It was absolutely nuts. So,
yeah, no, I'm a huge OPG fan of just regular and Platinum. That is the one series that I really like. Yeah. And that's probably the one that I would buy the most is probably OPG and OPG Platinum. I know OPG just came out. I've been seeing a lot of people opening that. That seems to be like a hot box right now, the OPG.
I think OPG is a little bit underrated because everybody looks at that and says, oh, it's cheap and it's paper. It's not the glossy finish, you know? But I mean, some of those parallels look awesome. So I think it's very comparable to Platinum. It's, you know, same kind of design and everything. It's just the finish is a little bit different. So,
yeah, and I've been noticing a lot of the people pulling like the blacks.
Yeah, the black border.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and those were the hard ones to get. Like,
yeah, I think those are the ones that were numbered to 100, if I remember right.
Yeah.
But yeah. A few of those too, for sure.
But like, I remember watching some people's videos, and like a lot of people are getting the hot boxes out of this OPG, like the hobby. Yeah. Like, it seems to be like everybody's pulling something good out of these boxes.
Nice.
Like CCB, 1-1 McCarr, Lane Hudson, Mr. 100, nice. Black Retro Celebrini.
That's awesome.
So I know like a lot of people have been pulling a lot.
Yeah.
Dig says Metal Universe is his favorite.
Yeah. You gotta go after them PMGs.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so a couple of those sets coming out. What about baseball? Because we're coming into baseball season. Ain't good baseball sets besides Heritage coming out?
I mean, Series 1 just came out. That's been all the chase there with, you know, James Wood and Dylan Cruz and Kobe Mayo. So there's kind of your top 3 rookies. So definitely, you know, Washington Capitals heavy with Wood and Cruz. I've opened up a few hanger boxes. Got another hanger box here. Probably open that up tonight. Fun, affordable. I think like $12 and change for a hanger box in the U.S. Both shard with a PMG to 10. Those are the green ones, I think, right? The number to 10 PMGs.
I think so. If I remember, yeah, I remember seeing it. It was green.
Yeah,
it was a nice card.
Nice.
Aaron seems to be having the hot hand. Him, Julie, CCB, they all seem to be having the hot hand right now for hockey.
Yeah.
But Julie just always has a hot hand, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
She just pulls bangers every time, no matter what.
The cats bring her the good luck, I think.
Yeah, they do. And yeah, Aaron said, yeah, they green PMGs. So we were talking backstage, a little bit of news. We both know your favorite player, Gabriel Landeskog, has been skating again.
Yes. I wouldn't give it too much hope, but yes, he has.
He has, and been working out a little bit, and from what he's been saying or what we've been hearing is he's looking to come back for the playoffs potentially.
I think there's a big asterisk next to that potentially. We've been hearing he'll come back soon for a while now. I wouldn't give it too much hope, that's for sure. I would love to see it. Captain of the Avs would be awesome to have back, especially in the playoffs. But I'm not counting on it. I was telling you earlier too that they recently on, I think it was TNT HBO, released a documentary on Landeskog. It's like 5 or 6 part docuseries. I still haven't watched it yet, but definitely want to. It's about his going from 2022 Stanley Cup to now, basically, of winning and then going through surgeries and recovery, and how it kind of started off back in, I think it was 2020 when he first got a cut from a skate to his knee that kind of started all this. He will be back for the playoffs. I sure hope so. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he's my main PC. It definitely makes it much more affordable than, McCarr or McKinnon, which, I collect plenty of those too, but it gives me the ability to get some nicer cards of his for a much more affordable price for the same cards for like a McCarr or a McKinnon.
Then we have John saying Victory was his favorite, but now it's moved for hockey. Bring it back.
Yeah.
So that was John's favorite. And then people are saying Lucas Raymond. I don't know, CCB, they just told me to say it 3 times.
Okay.
So MVP is underrated set, good old-fashioned set.
Yep.
That's from Aaron. Yeah, MVP is, and MVP is like the first rookies set for some of them. When it comes out.
Yeah, if they're in the checklist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which doesn't always happen, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I know you got some cards, some PC players that you want to show. I know you showed me quite a few stacks. So why don't we go through that? Let me just pull you onto the big screen here.
Okay, well, give me 1 second. Let me move stuff around here. I gotta move that camera up there to down here, and I got a little stack of cards. Oh. All right.
You do that, and I'll figure this out. It's my first time.
I think it might be inverted. I don't know.
Oh, Jake says Parkies are better than MVP.
Parkhurst. I don't know. They're very similar.
There we go. We have you on the big screen.
All right, cool. So you can see here I've got some hockey, a little baseball, and a little bit of non-sports, which I usually don't do a whole lot of non-sports, but a little bit. The Halo Legacy collection.
Yes, we're going to talk a little bit about that after.
Yeah, okay. I'll hang on to those. I got a few of those cards, so I'll hang on to that. Something a little bit more recent, just picked up. It's this Cale Makar Young Guns Renewed. I love what the Upper Deck has decided to do with the renewed cards. I got this one. I also have a McKinnon in the mail, so I'm waiting on that one. But,
nice.
Happy to get this one. Any more Avalanche cards that come out with the Young Guns Renewed in future sets, I'll probably end up getting those too. And then we're talking about Landeskog and Platinum. Just picked up this Orange Checkers Landeskog. So I try and collect a bunch of different years of the Avalanche in OPG different parallels. And the Orange Checkers is numbered to 25. So 8 of 25. And I don't know if for you, Dan, but for me, it's showing everything in it's like inverted. So I don't know if that's showing up on YouTube that way.
No, it's showing us up right.
Okay, cool. Because from my screen, I just see everything backwards. So just checking.
No, you're good.
I picked up a couple Outburst cards, the Miles Wood and Ross Colton. in the outbursts. So I've got, I don't know, a dozen of these already for the Avs team set. So working on that. That's right, Avs from OPG. That's awesome. I've only pulled one printing plate ever. There's a PK Subban.
Nice. I just want to give a quick shout out to Budget Rips coming in. Thanks, Budget. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Yuso Parson, no longer with the Avalanche, but this was an affordable OPG rookie card. That's the yellow Surge. So nice color match there in the Preds uniform. And these two I already had in my collection. I think I've shown them on my channel once before. These are the Dominion patch cards. So we've got one here numbered to 99 and one of 25. And then I went ahead and picked this one up recently. This is the gold number 10.
Nice.
So number 4 of 10. We've got a little multicolored patch there.
That's nice.
So happy to add that one. There's a couple more, but there's like a laundry tag and some other like I don't know, it's like NHL logo or something like that, like 1 of 1. And like the laundry tag was like number 2 or number 3 or something. So I don't think I'm going to be pleading any more of this run, but happy to get those all together. But yeah. And then also recently talked about Erik Johnson rejoining the Avs. Another guy that I have a little bit of a PC of. This is his Young Guns exclusive. So number 14 of 100. You can get it just right in the light there. Definitely, depth player. He was the first overall pick, kind of didn't pan out as well as everybody had hoped, but still reliable defenseman. So here's another one of his autograph here from Trilogy, Clear Cut Combos. So we got Johnson and Jack Johnson, which at one point Jack Johnson played with the Avs too. So we had the Johnson and Johnson line in Colorado.
That's a nice card. I like it on the plexiglass with the signature.
Yeah, the clear cut. It's pretty cool. There's ice script also, kind of hard to see too. Autograph there too. And this is a second year card for Johnson, number to 50, significant swatches. So we got 2 pieces of jersey with the autograph there, number 250. And the final one I pulled out here was the Erik Johnson in the Avalanche uniform. Figured we'd have to end it with that one. But there's the private signings with the little gold foil.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah.
He's got a really great signature too.
He does. Yeah, definitely. Some people like Patrick Bailey there. It's just kind of this little scribble. Like what's happening? And other people take a little bit more time with their autograph, which is appreciated.
It's a very distinct signature too.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But Halo Legacy Collection. So I've picked up a couple cards already. Big fan of Halo. I remember playing it when it first came out. Used to do like LAN parties all the time with the original Xbox and stuff. So picked up a couple of the Master Chief cards. So these cards, they all cover all different Halo games, not just any one in particular. So we've got Halo 4 here, and then Halo Guardians. And these are both the Spartan Ops parallels. So they are green foil. So as you can see, normally that Upper Deck logo, all foil work would be silver. These are green, which is fitting for Master Chief. So happy to grab those. And then I've got a couple blaster boxes coming in the mail from Target. So hopefully in the next week or two, I'll get those and be able to shoot a little video of these opening. So
that's awesome. And we were talking backstage, not a lot of people know this, but you have other hobbies like collections besides just hockey cards and everything. You also like Halo, and there's a couple other things you told me too backstage. A
little bit of other non-sports besides Halo, like definitely Star Wars. So I've got a little card collection of like Darth Vader. Got a little collection of Batman cards. Got a few comics too. Who's that guy? A BMX guy. Not sure. I don't have any BMX players, or riders.
Master Chief Jason Halo
video game. This guy, little bobblehead. But yeah, well, not all sports. Definitely mostly hockey and mostly sports, but a little bit of non-sports thrown in there as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because I mean, some of us are more than just sports card collectors too. Like we have other hobbies as well, so it's great to hear like other people's hobbies and what they collect too.
Yeah, definitely. One of these times I got to go through and just do like a live stream with my collection and just go through everything or something. Because, I mean, most people see the stuff behind me on the shelf and it's like a lot of sports, but like the bottom shelf is all Star Wars stuff. The second to the bottom shelf, which you still can't see, is all Master Chief and like Halo related things. Got a helmet, got a Master Chief Edition Xbox 360 sitting back there. So there's definitely other stuff outside of hockey, but I mean, hockey's definitely number one.
Nice. So I know you're going to the National. Is there anything that you're going to be looking for in the National?
That's a great question. I don't know what to expect. So I'm going to go in with several of my, set building in mind. I definitely, use my Google Sheets and keep that pretty organized. So I'll be able to tell which cards I'm missing, which cards I'm not. Hopefully some nicer stuff, not just, young guns I can find anywhere. I'm probably going to lean more into stuff for hockey with like Ultimate Collection because I set build a bunch of Ultimate Collection rookies and as well as the UD Black subset of SPX. So those are definitely two I'll be looking into. And then, of course, anything that, I kind of want to split it up as far as like hobby funds. Part of it, set building kind of stuff. And then part of it is kind of whatever catches my eye. Sometimes that happens when you find a good Avalanche card. You're like, oh, I don't have that. And I love it kind of thing. So it's fun to have a little bit of both. So it's not feeling like a chore of putting together a set.
Hey, is there any card that you're hoping you can find there that you really want? Like, say, like your Holy Grail card. If you find it, you're going to get it.
Well, my Holy Grail probably couldn't afford. There's definitely one. What was it? Lars? No, not Lars Eller. I don't remember off the top of my head. There's one set from 2020, 2021, UD Black. Most of the cards in that set for that rookie set were numbered to like 199. But there's one super short print numbered to 25, and I have not seen it for sale. So there's one for sure that I'll look for, but I forget who it was off the top of my head. And it's not even like one of the top players from 2020, 2021. It was definitely a weird choice for a short print rookie card. But yeah, I mean, I'm always on the lookout for Avalanche players. Also, I'm a 49er fan. So I PC 49er quarterbacks. Rough getting in one day. Yeah, I'm planning on being there in the show for 2 days. So that is the plan. I think we're gonna be there Saturday and Sunday. We get in Friday and then have to leave Monday. So
nice. Vince, show them the ropes, will you? Tell them where you should go to eat and stuff.
If you got any suggestions, I've heard it's crazy and there's a million people there. And I heard one year it was like there was something wrong with the AC. I don't remember where that one was, and it was just really hot because it's summertime. But definitely looking forward to it. I've gone to shows, but there always been smaller shows, like less than a couple hundred people or a couple hundred tables. I mean. So something like the National is going to be kind of crazy. Definitely probably going to film some stuff too while we're there. So looking forward to that too, and just kind of going into it with open mind and open, not too regimented as far as planning on what to do, what to buy, that kind of stuff. So
awesome.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
There's probably going to be cards as far as the eye can see, and probably going to be some great prices there too as well. Like I know, talking right now,
Over.
I know for us Canadians, prices are going to go up by 25% now because of the tariffs.
Yes.
So hockey cards and sports cards fall under the sports category. So we're going to see a big price increase on those as well. So I think we're going to see a lot of people I think we're going to see a lot of people not being able to, or not buying as many as we used to.
Yeah.
Because I know for me, I'm not buying anything till the prices drop.
Yeah. Or just go back to just singles,
Yeah.
Focus on that. But.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm going to focus more on my single collection, and instead of spending $20 or $35 on a blaster, I'm going to spend $25 and get a card I really want.
Yeah. I mean, it's the better way to go anyway. But speaking of sealed product, I've got one hanger box left. I've opened several hanger boxes of Series 1. Could always end up ripping this thing up tonight. They've got a nice new parallel in here, the Diamante.
Oh, nice.
There's 2 on average, I think, in each box, but I think this would be an awesome looking set. Kind of reminds me of like Cracked Ice, sort of.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But for baseball, so.
Yeah, you want to rip her open? You can rip her open. Let's see what we get. Right.
No, and it's kind of nice with hangers. It's all one big pack, so it's not like you got 8 packs with like 5 or 6 cards each. It's just all in one.
CCB saying hangers are bangers. I got 2 number cards in my last hanger.
Nice. I actually pulled. I did a video like a week ago or so. Opened up a couple of these boxes. Pulled Aaron Judge to 99. So. I agree. Hangers are bangers. We'll go through the base relatively quick. Everything good is kind of stuck in the middle. One thing I noticed, the last names, some of them are in black, and it's very difficult to see. And then some of them are in white, and you can actually read it.
Huh. That's different.
Yeah, it's like, okay, what are we doing here? Make it legible, please. Pete Crow Armstrong. I saw him play here in Tennessee when he was playing for the Tennessee Smokies AA baseball just outside Knoxville. Now they became the Knoxville Smokies and are moving to actually downtown Knoxville.
This is the first time I'm seeing these, and they look nice. Like they look clean. Like
they're clean. They're a little bit foily if you get it just right with the color there. Patrick Bailey, another guy I collect for the Giants.
Yeah, like I like how clean they look. Like they just look clean.
Yeah.
Like they're not trying too much.
There are 59 cards in there, and then we get to the backwards cards, and this is where we get to the interesting stuff. It's like we got Jose Altuve in the rainbow foil.
Nice.
Houston Astros. And we got a Diamante card. Bryson Stott. These things are sweet looking. It's like
CCB, you mean when Bedard got the puck to the face?
Really? And there's our second one. We got Ellie De La Cruz here, joining the 2060 club. These stars of MLB are just, there's way too many of them. They're just they're nice looking cards. There's just too many of them. You get 4 of them in every hanger. Julio, Brooks Lee, Devers. So there's just a lot of them. This is one of my favorite parts of this set is the 1990, the 35-year anniversary set. So the same design that we used back in 1990, they're bringing it back, which is awesome looking. Just reminds me of my childhood here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then back to the base. And I don't think we've gotten any of the top. There's Grant McRae, the only Giants rookie in the set. So, yeah, none of the top 3 in that box. But for the most part, I've had pretty decent luck with the hanger boxes for Series 1. And it's affordable and, fun to put together. So,
yeah. No, I really like the looks of them. Like, they look super clean. Like, they didn't overdo it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes over designing can just lead to just too much of a mess,
Yeah.
But
less is more.
Yes, I hear you.
But yeah, no, I really like those, the ones that look like the cracked ice. Like, those look nice.
Yeah, these are cool looking.
So I do like that. Aaron says Series 1 has been rough.
Series 1 has been rough for you?
Yeah. Maiden says he likes the design as well.
Yeah. And it's a very similar, this kind of L shape around the corner there is very much like, what was it, the 1976 set or 77 set, something like that? Somewhere in the 70s. They did something very similar.
Dig says he opened a pack of Illusions basketball. Really nice cards.
Nice.
Yeah, no, those are really nice. I did. Like I said, I really like the ones that look like the cracked ice. They really stand out to me.
Yeah, same here. I agree. I've got actually kind of a stack of them going because I've been putting those together. I don't know. There's too many for me to go to it and actually build out the entire set. Because this is not my main focus. If baseball was my number one sport, this is definitely a set I would try and build completely because it's just awesome looking.
Yeah, like the team one was really good. Like I like the team one.
Like any sort of celebration, that kind of stuff is awesome. Got the future stars. There's multiplayer cards. Dodgers swagger.
Yeah, the Dodgers to just keep spending the money.
Yep. Doing what they gotta do.
Keep spending the money to bring in more people just to load up the team.
It's like they're the new Yankees.
Yeah. Christopher Work says he likes I love the league leaders.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the those 3-player cards.
Yeah, he likes those league leaders. So I have some we can open too tonight.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll switch my camera back over.
Some a little bit fun. We can get it working here.
There we go. I'll plug this thing back in.
So, why don't we open a little bit of a Dollarama pack? Let's see what we can get tonight. Why not? We got some hockey card talk going on tonight. Chat, if any guys have anything that you'd like to ask Brandon, please leave a comment in the chat and I'll ask him for you. So we start out, we got a nice 10-card slider box. That's always great to have. Julie Farnham, what's going on? Thank you for being here, Julie.
How's it going, Julie?
So we got 3 packs. So we'll start out with the 2020s. So let's get this open here. These are always fun. You never know what you're going to get. I've seen people pull mem cards out of them and everything like that.
Okay.
So we got a Zach Cassian. We got on the Parkhurst, Troy Krug. And we got an Ivan Provolov. Dave has a question for you. How much a year do you drop on cards?
Too much. I don't know off the top of my head. I think this year definitely less. I've gotten more selective, I think, about what I buy, and also like happier too buying certain cards of players that I like, even if it's out of a dollar box. It doesn't always have to be a Young Guns PSA 10. It doesn't have to always be a rookie patch auto. It can just be a second year card in a cool parallel. Like some of these cards that I showed you tonight, like the Landeskog was like $20. I think the orange checkers was like $15. I mean the Makar was like $8 or something, and the other like outburst cards are like $1. So like you don't have to spend a ton of money to get nice looking cards. So it doesn't always have to be that rookie card that's the rookie patch auto of the top tier player. It depends what you're doing with it. If you're trying to resell stuff, you want to buy cards that everybody's going after. If you're just there to collect what you like, collect what looks good to you. So that's what.
So this is the Hall of Fame pack. So we got Kyle Okposo.
Nice.
We got Steve Chasson, Pat LaFontaine, one of the most underrated NHL players. And we got Mark Messier in the Oilers uni. So also John had a question here. Brandon, what was the best year for the Avs in your mind, and why is it when Ray Bourque won the cup?
Ray Bourque won the cup. I mean, that was a crazy moment too. It's this iconic moment when Joe Sakic gets handed the Stanley Cup, passes it over to Ray Bourque, says, "Here, you lift it first," kind of thing. Like, has that ever happened before where a captain doesn't just lift the cup first?
Yeah, I don't think.
Not that I know
the
of.
The captain's usually the first person that lifts it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then seeing, Ray Bourque's long, illustrious career with Boston, never getting a cup, goes to the Avalanche. They got this crazy team put together, and they win a cup, and he says, "Here, this is for you. This is your year." Because the Avs had won, what was it, like 5 years before that. So that was still somewhat fresh for them, but kind of a crazy, iconic moment. Anytime there's some sort of montage where you see different people lifting the Stanley Cup, you just see it around the playoff time, you're going to see Ray Bourque lifting the cup and Joe Sakic handing it to him,
And CCB says, "Well, Brandon, if you have any Leafs cards floating around, I'll trade you that 1-of-1 Makar."
I don't know if I have anything that high end with Toronto, honestly.
I don't blame you, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Who would have Toronto cards?
Yeah, seriously, just like, a good chunk of hockey card collectors.
Aaron says, if you aren't chasing top names in the hobby, it becomes more affordable.
It does, absolutely. I mean, I still go after top names, but it's okay to also go after those second line, third line guys that you like on your team, Like I've got Miles Wood and Ross Colton. Like if you're not an Avalanche fan, you might have heard of those guys, but you don't follow them. But I follow them.
This is our last pack out of there. We got Jaden Swartz. Okay. We got Mike Gardner. Nice one there.
Oh, throwback.
Pat Ilink. Mike Goulet. And Keegan Kolstar. So nothing too great out of that one. Did pull a nice Messier.
Yeah.
Callie Jordan Squad says, who do you collect that is not an Avs player?
I would say outside of Avalanche, I do a lot of set collecting or set building. So I build out all the Young Gun sets. Still have plenty of holes in those for sure. But I have a bunch of them. I also set build Ultimate Collection rookies. So I do the base rookie, which is usually numbered like $2.99. It changes a little bit here and there, year by year. I do the rookie patches, and then I do the rookie autographs. And then I do the same thing with those 3 sets, but for UD Black as well. And that's and a little bit of OPG Platinum set building and team building as well. But for football, I'm a 49ers fan, so I collect a bunch of different Niners cards. Definitely focus on 49ers quarterbacks, and that includes vintage. So I basically have a bunch of different quarterbacks all the way back to the 50s for the 49ers. Frankie Albert, the Niners' first quarterback. So I've got a bunch of his cards all the way to Brock Purdy. So there's that. I first started collecting as a kid. I collected baseball cards. I'm not as much into baseball as I used to be. For me, it's more nostalgia, but definitely a Giants fan. Collect a bunch of different Giants players. Barry Bonds was my guy growing up. I know he's very controversial for some people, but that's who I grew up watching. So I've got a bunch of Bonds cards. I do like to collect catchers. So I got some Buster Posey stuff. Patrick Bailey seems to be the new guy right now in San Francisco. So I've got some of his stuff. And then I've got some a little bit, I don't want to say older, but like Shaq, Kobe, that kind of era basketball. So kind of watched a little bit of basketball, not so much anymore. So, and then like we showed earlier, some of the non-sports with Halo, Master Chief stuff with, Batman, Spider-Man, and Star Wars. So
Julie says Trey Lance super collector.
No. No. I was not a fan of that. I felt like when that happened, the Niners kind of sold the farm to get that draft pick, and I was like, what are we doing here? And then it ended up working out with Brock Purdy and Mr. Irrelevant. They've got to make that into a Lifetime movie or something, because this is a crazy story of what he's done with the last pick of the draft to going to the Super Bowl and not winning, but unfortunately, but we'll see what happens in the future with him. Definitely better player than last pick of the draft, that's for sure.
Maiden says Buster Posey PC here.
Oh, nice.
Christopher Works. He PC'd Sam Reinhart, but his stuff doubled in price.
Yeah. But it's always nice when that happens, when you start to PC someone and you've got those cards at a good price, and then they start doing better, which, I mean, that's, prospecting and just in general. But if you're doing that with a player for your team or whatever, then that works out well.
Then John says, I love the abs as well. My favorite player on Fleury had a cup and a coffee.
Cup of coffee. He only played there in Colorado for a very short amount of time.
Julie collects Trey Lance. I know that.
Yeah.
And Dig says, go Raptors. Matthew Pitsley is a Bruins fan. Well, I'm sorry that you're a Bruins fan.
Yeah, they're not looking so great right now.
No, like we talked about earlier, that trade for Marchand really hurt that team because they could have got a lot more.
They should have got more, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so let's get some predictions here. So who do you think's coming out of the West? Who's going to come to out of the West?
After the trade deadline, things are looking crazy because there's so many teams that are within just a few points. Right now, we're looking at Winnipeg and Dallas are 1 and 2. I think Colorado's 3rd. I don't know. Let's see what Minnesota. They might fall off a little bit, unfortunately, with just injuries and stuff. That last wild card spot is up for grabs because there's like 4 teams all within like a game. I think all within 2 points with Calgary. I'd like to see the Canucks get that last wild card spot in the West. But I don't think either of those teams are going to do anything against, Winnipeg, Dallas, Colorado. I think those are your top 3. Maybe Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas always finds a way.
They find a way, yeah. I mean, you got to look at Washington and Florida. You know, I mean, it's just kind of crazy what the Capitals are doing, what Ovi's doing this year, and I didn't expect it to be this good for them. I thought they would be maybe on that playoff bubble. Maybe they make a wild card spot kind of thing. I did not expect them to be top of the Metro.
Yeah. Julie has Jets and Panthers as coming out to the finals.
That's a definite possibility. That's for sure.
To me,
Jets are about the same, and then I think Panthers got a little bit better, which is scary.
Yeah, that's very scary. That the East is that's who's coming out of the East, and that's the Panthers.
Yeah,
there's no ifs, ands, or buts. But I have in my finals, I have the Stars and the Panthers.
Okay.
That's who I have going to the finals. What about you? Who you have for your finals?
I mean, with everything Colorado's done, I got to go with my Avs. I know it's a homer move, but I got to stick with them. And I'd like to see a rematch of them and the Florida Panthers. So Avs beat them years and years ago. But I think that could definitely be a possibility to see a Florida-Colorado rematch.
Julie says Bob is now number 10 all-time in wins.
I saw that. Bobrovsky is moving up.
And I mean, too, another trade that we didn't talk about or cover that went really well, and that is the Panthers also got Seth Jones, and they traded up their goalie of the future, which kind of shook me a little bit because Spencer Knight was their goalie of the future, but they must have someone else in that pipeline that they think highly of, too, to be able to do that trade.
Or if they're just hoping, that's a future problem kind of thing, maybe.
Yeah.
Draft or a future trade. I don't know.
We have the delusional Leafs fans thinking that the Leafs are going to make it out of the first round here.
I don't know. The Toronto looks like they might end up getting stuck with Tampa in the first round. So we'll see what happens there. Hey, at least it's not Boston, so they don't have to worry about that.
But yeah, no. So that'll be interesting to see. So you have the Avs and the Panthers in the finals?
I think so, yeah.
I think one team that we're really underestimating, and I think once they get to the playoffs, that is going to be the Oilers, because I think once they get to the playoffs, we're going to see a different McDavid.
Yeah.
Because I think he's just holding it back right now.
Yeah. Might be the whole thing of like resting up that month before the playoffs. We're just not going into the corners as hard kind of thing.
Yeah. So, and then a healthy Draisaitl too is going to pay dividends as well.
Yeah.
But I still swear, and I will swear, they need a goalie. Stuart Skinner is not the goalie.
It's been inconsistent.
Yeah, he's a backup, at least. A backup. And they keep trying to make him a starter.
Yeah. It's not working out.
No. They need to address that in the offseason too.
Man. I'm looking at scores right now. Dallas and Winnipeg are going at it. Winnipeg's winning 3-0 in the second.
Oh.
I thought that would be a closer game. I mean, sure it's going to be a good game, but I thought that would be a little bit closer.
Yeah, the Wild may surprise us if they can get healthy. That's a big thing because they will make some noise if they're healthy.
Oh, absolutely. Is Kaprizov's not back yet, right?
No, not yet, but I think he should be soon.
If he's back for the playoffs, they got a shot.
Yeah.
Without him, no. Sorry.
Yeah, and then the age-old question, what Leafs are you getting in the playoffs? They're a great regular season team, but what team are you getting in the playoffs? A choke team?
I don't think so. I think they might be stuck with Tampa. I think that right now the Leafs are in the number 2 spot in the Atlantic, and Tampa is in number 3. and Florida Panthers are a few points ahead of them both. I don't know. I mean, they don't have to worry about Boston, but Tampa would not be a fun team to play against first round.
No, Tampa will not. Julie says no timetable for Krill return.
Oh, okay. So they still don't know.
Oh, Christopher Work's coming in. Christopher Work's coming in with a hot one. He's saying dark horse the Canes.
You gonna win it with all those draft picks or what? No,
that's a hot take right there.
They're still a dangerous team. I don't think they're as good as they were 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I still like the Oilers. Like the Oilers, I think the Canes still need a number one goalie. Frederik Andersen's getting up there in age. That you can tell by how many times he's been hurt. Kachekov is a good goalie, but he's not a starter by any means.
Yeah, you want him as a backup. Yeah, Blue Jackets may make the playoffs. I think they're in a wild card. Yeah, they're in the second wild card spot right now, tied with the Rangers at 70 points. Yeah, the Rangers aren't making it, so. We lost Adam Fox, which is a blow. You got 5 teams within 2 points on that bubble with Columbus, Rangers, you got the Montreal, Detroit, and then Boston. All within 68 points to 70 points. So, and like we said backstage, this is probably going to be one of the funnest hockey seasons for a playoff push that I've ever witnessed. There's so many teams so close together trying to get that last spot. It's not like, oh, it's 1 or 2 teams fighting it out, you know. Let's see the Jackets make the playoffs. Oh, 100%. Because nobody expected Blue Jackets to make the playoffs this year. They're playing for Johnny. Oh, 100%. If they make that playoff spot, that's awesome. Then everybody who's not playing against them is rooting for them. Yeah. You have to, you know. Maybe we get another great upset like they did to Tampa Bay that one year where they came back and won it. Yeah. Was that a bubble year, I think? Yeah, I think it was the bubble year. Okay. Or the year. No, wasn't it the year before? Because they got Duchesne, they had Panarin. They went out and picked up a bunch. Yeah. Yeah. Because they picked up a bunch of players for that run. Yeah. Looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good month and a half of chaos before we actually figure out who's getting that last spot. And it may come down the last couple of games, you know? Yeah. Especially in the East. And as thing they always say, the hot goalie is going to win it. Yep. Whoever's hot, that's who you're riding right till the end. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, no, it's going to be a fun playoff push. Fun push to get to the playoffs for some of these teams because every game counts now. So we're going to see a lot of playoff caliber games right now. Yeah. You got 4 teams in the West within 2 points of that bubble and 5 teams in the East within 2 points of that last playoff spot. Yeah. So and some of these teams are make it or bust. Like Detroit has to be there. They've built this team so much that has to be the season they have to make the playoffs. Yeah. They've been close for a bit. And it's like, if you're in that middle spot where you don't make the playoffs, but you're not getting a really good draft pick, like, what are you doing? You know? Yeah. Yeah. And then like we said, poor Buffalo. Yeah. That team's just sinking and sinking. They have all the talent in the world. They have 2 great goalies. The coach is terrible. I'll put it that way. GM is terrible. They really need to sit down and figure this team out because I remember back in the day when you did not want to play Buffalo. Yeah. And now it's like, oh, good. We get 2 points. Yeah. Now teams are going in like, we don't even have to try. We'll win. Yeah. Like a couple of months ago, like my wife's from Buffalo. So she's got a bunch of family up there. We went up to Buffalo and visited a couple months ago. We went to a Sabres game when they played against the Avalanche in Buffalo. Buffalo went up 4-0. And I was sitting there and like, the Avs could still win this. And they ended up winning 5-4. Like, Buffalo was giving up some of these leads where you're just like, if you're a Buffalo fan, it's like, oof. Yeah, in the 90s. Yeah, it's crazy how much teams can change. Right now, they have too many good players to be at the bottom of the standings. Like, there's no reason they should be there.
John says, can we hope Buffalo moves to Quebec?
You want to see the Nordiques again?
That would be one team I'd love to see come back.
Yeah.
Because that Montreal and Quebec Nordiques rivalry, one of the best in the game.
Yeah, I think they've been talking, what was it, Houston and like Kansas City or something?
And now the new one is New Orleans.
Okay.
New Orleans is making a huge push. So, like I said, as we see Bettman in here, we're not going to see another Canadian team. He's going to keep putting them in the States.
Yeah.
But that surprised me to see New Orleans pushing heavy for an NHL team because I just don't see hockey in New Orleans.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I would see back in Arizona again before New Orleans.
That's Getman's. That's Bettman's child.
Pet project.
Yeah, he loves Arizona.
Yeah.
But
I think you can still work there. It's just you need different owners. That's
and you need a better rink. You need to be able to build a rink where people can actually go to it. Christopher said Atlanta, New Orleans, Houston. I've heard Baltimore.
What do you think about Atlanta?
I would love to because I'm a huge Thrashers fan. I loved the Thrashers. So I would love to see Atlanta, but they tried it 3 times and it did not work. So what makes this
Thrashers again, or if they would just completely rebrand and be like, nope, something else?
Or you'd have to go with the Thrashers.
Or maybe not Atlanta. Maybe this is Georgia, something.
I don't know. You'd have to go with the Thrashers, though.
I mean, I'd like to see it, but
those are the best uniforms.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you never know. It's Bettman, so he could put it in Texas again.
I thought a while back there was something about him retiring in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
What happens there and who's taking over after that?
John Daly will take over, which will be great. I think it's long overdue. He's going to be great in that role.
Yeah.
But it's going to be to see who they're going to be the successor to John Daly next. Because I think John Daly has a lot of great ideas, and that would really help the NHL grow. Like, why not put another team in Canada? That's your hugest market.
Yeah.
It's going to bring you more money.
Yeah, I don't know why it wouldn't be successful in, like, Quebec,
Yeah. So, I don't know. Because Quebec has the NHL ready rink. Like, it's there. It's ready for an NHL team to go in. So, but we are getting some preseason games from Ottawa and Quebec. So that should, hopefully, if they sell out, kind of put that in a little bit for them.
Yeah. That's good.
But, yeah. But it is that time. We don't want to waste any more because we have our good friend Aaron on after us. So make sure you guys go check him out. Also, check out Brandon, Ultimate Sports Cards. His link's in the chat and in the description as well. And just so you guys know, I have a premiere next Friday as I'm not going to be here. I'll be away for 2 hockey tournaments. And then the Friday after that, there will be no video or premiere. But we'll be back next Friday on, let me get here.
What's that, the 28th?
We'll be back Friday the 4th. Okay. For one of the best segments that we've had on the show for a while, and that is the football takeover number 2. Everyone's been asking for it. It's happening again. We're going to have some great panelists on here. We're going to talk some football, see how our teams did in the trade deadline, maybe have some rants, get a little bit off our chests. It's going to be a great one. And then on Friday the 11th, we have a great friend of mine because it is baseball season. Eli Sussman is coming back from Fish on First, so that's going to be a great one. We'll talk about a little bit about baseball because spring season should be over and should be getting into games. So we'll see how our teams do and all that. So that's your lineup for the next few Fridays.
Awesome.
Yeah, Eli's coming back, Barry. I saw you in here. I didn't get a chance to shout you out, but great to see you. But yeah, guys, so that's our show for tonight. Brandon, you know the routine, right? It's the guest gets to close out the show like they're closing out their video. So you know the routine. You've been here before. So why don't you close us out?
Sure. So yeah, I would probably close mine out a little bit different with a different call to action. But I just want to say I appreciate you having me on. It's always fun talking, Dan. It's always good talking hockey and other sports too. But I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. It's been fun. My Avs just scored a goal. I'm kind of watching the scoreboard go ticking by here. So I'm looking forward to the end of this hockey season. Hopefully we can see another Avs Cup. But it's looking like definitely a tough run this year. So looking forward to that. But appreciate you all. Thanks so much for watching. You guys have a good night.
Have a great one, guys. We'll see you on the 4th. Peace out.